Oh well, coming at you live from a couple of different parts in the world here and in our boxes. Sorry for taking so long to get started, but this is the Blue Heaven podcast pregame NLDS live stream. Blah blah meh 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 meh. If we're struggling, sorry guys, we're trying our best here. But Doug, how the hell are you doing? This is I think this is an important game day for us.
I'm feeling better. I flushed the loss. I'm ready to go for game 4. I feel good about Tyler Anderson. He showed that dog all season. It's Joe Musgrove. The Dodgers have had success against him. And this team in this series, it cannot end tonight. A 111-win team cannot lose the Padres in 4 games. So let's go out there, get this dub, and it's anyone's game in game 5. The series is still very much up in the air, but tonight it's gut check time. It's gut check time for the Dodgers. We're going to see what this team is made of tonight in San Diego.
Yeah, this is it comes down to this, you didn't expect it to be Tyler Anderson putting our entire season on his back, but that's the way it looks. It's a do or die game, win or go home, the must win, all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. Guys, let us know where you guys are rocking with Dodgers Nation tonight. Let us know where you're representing Dodgers Nation in the comments, all that kind of stuff. Let us know your area codes. Let us know your city, where you're watching the game. If you're going to go check out one of Doug's bars from his bar guide on our YouTube channel, let us know if you're going to go there. But we got to talk about the Dodgers being terrible with runners in scoring position. We got to talk lineups. We got to talk all that kind of fun stuff. And our keys of the game in what could be the final game of the season. But I'm going to be positive. I'm going to do that thing I do where I forgot how it works. I don't remember if I'm positive they play bad or if I'm negative they play bad. So hey, could be a one and done here, but I'm gonna be positive. I am feeling good because this is part of the script. This is just what it's supposed to be. The Dodgers are supposed to take this to Game 5. I said in our preview show this is going to go 5 games. I said it in the NLDS Game 1 pregame show. This is going 5 games, and that's just what baseball wants. That's what the baseball gods want. That's what Tommy and Vin want. Because nothing comes easy for these Dodgers in Los Angeles and Brooklyn. Quick Game 3 thoughts. We don't need to, or Game 4 thoughts. We don't need to, or 3. We don't need to talk much about it. Gonsolin didn't do much of what we hoped. Bullpen did really, really good. I mean, you had, 7 2/3. I think Doug, you got stuck again. You look angry on the screen, but he's still with us. So, guys, sorry we're having trouble on that side of it. But he's here. You should be able to keep hearing Doug and keep rocking with him. Yeah, I mean, Heaney gave up one earned run over, and the bullpen put together 7 scoreless. If there's one thing to really focus in on, if you want a positive, it's that bullpen. And Dave said they're rested. So the only person not available is Heaney. What are your thoughts on the bullpen and just the staff as a whole, and really Anderson going into this?
Yeah, I mean, the bullpen, they were outstanding last night. They were lights out. They gave this team a chance to win. They just kept putting up zeros after zeros all night long. And the Dodgers offense just didn't hold up to their end of the bargain. But as far as tonight, you see this bullpen, they've gotten a lot of innings in, and you've seen Fireman Phillips go out there in big spots and get it done. Tommy Kahnle go out there and get it done. But at some point, they're going to need length from their starting pitchers. And I think tonight, Tyler Anderson, he's been the one rock all season long, along with Julio Urias and Clayton Kershaw, that when he's healthy, that you can depend on to go deeper into games. So I'm feeling confident for Tyler Anderson. I think you look at his last start, he tied his career high with 10 strikeouts. He's really feeling good. He's feeling fresh heading into this start. And then look, you're managing this is an elimination game. This is a do or die game. You're managing this game like it is a World Series Game 7 as far as I'm concerned, and everyone is available. So as long as you get guys in matchups that are favorable for them, and hopefully this offense gives them some run support early, and I think they're going to be in good shape. I'm feeling confident about Tyler Anderson, though. I really think that he's the one guy that I would like to see on the mound tonight, especially after Tony Gonsolin was so rocky early on yesterday. But you look at Tyler Anderson, he has pitched in the postseason. Yes, it was just one start, but he has been on this stage. I mean, an elimination game in San Diego, not quite like that, but I think TA is the right guy for the job tonight.
Yeah, I mean he was their most consistent guy realistically all throughout the season. We'll get into Anderson, we'll get into the matchups in a bit. Let's get to a few of the comments here. Let's find out where people are checking in from. We got Wendy representing in Las Vegas over on YouTube. We appreciate that. Anthony Keene says that Doug frozen screen is a whole mood. I don't know why it's frozen, but blame Google. I'm sorry.
That is the most. Like, I don't even.
Google.
That's how I am inside right now. So
Yeah,
that's pretty accurate.
I feel you on that one, my guy. Linda's checking in from Fresno. She says, "Let's go, Dodger brothers! You got this game. No errors, big hits, big win. Anderson, excellent pitcher." So we got some positive out there. V-Track TA has been my favorite Dodger pitcher all year. He should have pitched game 2. I mean, Kirsch didn't do terrible. He didn't do what we needed. I don't know if I would go Anderson game 2, but maybe you do go game 3. But if I would say the pitching wasn't the problem. It's not like the Dodgers got blown out in game 3. It was a 2-1 ball game. The problem is the bats are ice cold. And they got to wake up. And everybody in the locker room had their FaceTime with somebody's cell phone last night talking about, we know what the problem is. We know what we need to do. We don't know why we're not hitting with runners in scoring position, but we're going to go and figure it out. We get it. But that's the problem. They need to hit. They need to bring in some points, put some points on the board.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this team, yes, you got to tip your cap to this Padres pen because they are nasty. Make no mistake about it. They have gotten some really nice starts from their starting pitchers, but this Dodgers offense, if you go back and look at these at-bats, they're missing and they're whiffing on hittable pitches that we've seen them drive all season long. You're seeing them take pitches in bad situations, and then certain at-bats like Trey Turner's last night where you got to get that runner home, you're seeing just a bad approach at the plate. And I think this team is pressing at the plate. I don't love their approach. I think certain at-bats, you're seeing them rush and not take a pitch when they should. And I think other at-bats, they just look overmatched. And that's, to me, the biggest concern because this is an offense that was explosive. They led all of Major League Baseball in runs scored, OPS. I mean, across the board, they led in most offensive categories, but they're averaging 3 runs per game this series after averaging over 5 runs per game during the season. So, yeah, the offense just needs to wake up. And I think it starts with the core. I think last night during the post-game show, we talked about it. Dave having his DH, and you saw he takes Austin Barnes out of the game, and you talk about some of those matchups and not using Cody Bellinger and this and that. No, this falls squarely on the core. The big 3, the Fantastic 4, they're not getting it done, and that's why the Dodgers are finding themselves in this 2-1 elimination game predicament.
So, great takes. I'm sorry to have pulled away from the fire there because I love everything you said, but I want you to know I moved the little caricature face of you over your head, and it looks phenomenal. You look happy now. You look engaged.
Oh, my God. I cannot believe you just did that. I cannot believe you just did that.
I'm pretty sure I hear the old lady laughing watching us out in the living room, so... Hey,
that's great.
Successful stuff. Levity. You got to have a good time. Cooper's in the stream, by the way. Cooper Neal is the guy who helped, who designed those, and it fit perfectly over your head.
Sorry, I got that 56K internet. I'm trying to upgrade.
Pulling back from the levity here. A couple bullpen notes. I already said, everybody. Dave said everybody's going to be available, but. Or I should say, except for Andrew Heaney, of course. He was asked about Julio Urias. He says no. It's raining. He says they're not going to go that route. I mean, if it comes down to it, you just let it happen. Just if you need him, I don't care because you got to win this game, or else you're answering a lot of frustrating questions for months. Really, for months. Dave questions: how come Friedman didn't go and make a move for a starting pitcher at the deadline? There's just a lot of questions I'm not ready to get into. I'm ready to just be happy and go, win a World Series in November or whatever it is. But yeah, we got Tyler Anderson, 30 starts on the year, 30 games, 28 starts, 15-5 record with a 2.57 ERA. All-star season, like I already said, it's probably been the most consistent starting pitcher in the rotation all season long. He's had one solid start in his major league career in the postseason, a 6-inning start with the 2018 Rockies. What needs to go right? What needs to go well for Anderson to thrive against this? I mean, I wouldn't call him powerhouse because the Padres aren't necessarily scoring either. But what does he need to do to keep this Dodger team, in the game and the season alive?
Yeah, I think the big thing for Anderson is really just staying in the zone early, but also getting that swing and miss. That's one thing that he does really well, is he gets to that swing and miss in the zone. So you're really looking for, does he have the feel for that cutter at the bottom of the zone, at the cutter, the changeup at the bottom of the zone? How is his stuff looking out there? And I think with such a fresh arm and the fact that he has had a nice layoff here, that's going to be something we're going to be looking for early, because Tony Gonsolin, yes, he's coming off an injury, but it was a combination, I think, of rust as well. So I think when you've seen some of these pitchers in some of these series, like the Braves series, where we've had that big 5-day layoff, is do they have the command of starts? And I think Tyler Anderson is a guy that we've seen be, like you said, he has been one of the most consistent starters for the Dodgers this season, but also there has been a couple clunkers in there. The White Sox on the road, where he just did not have the feel for that cutter or the feel for that change. And when he doesn't have that, it's not like he can rely on just blowing it past guys with high velocity stuff. So the key for him is command, and just how filthy and effective is that changeup and that cutter going to be. But I look for him to use that entire pitch mix. I think that's what makes him a special pitcher. He's got that herky-jerky delivery, that deceptive delivery. And I think for him, it's just going out there and having success early on in his outing, because I think he builds off that. That's one thing about Tyler Anderson, is he settles into his starts, and once he gets going, he can give you 5, 6, 7 innings. So, I mean, 7 at the most. But I think the big key, too, is, yes, this is an elimination game, and you mentioned Julio Urias not being available, but the vast majority of this Dodgers pen is going to be available tonight. It's going to be an all-hands-on-deck effort, but the more innings you get out of Tyler Anderson, that means you could save more guys for tomorrow if it does go to that game 5. So I agree, you manage this game like there's no tomorrow, but the more you get from TA can really help you win this series.
Yeah,
beyond tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to. This is the ultimate take it one game at a time. You don't want to look too far ahead in the series, but you kind of need to in some ways. You know, Julio, Kershaw, they'll be available. Let's throw everything we need and we can at them tonight. But, like I already said, and let's get into a couple of comments here. Esteban said pitching is not the problem, though. Gary saying they need to change the culture in the locker room. It's played out. And I think that is something worth exploring, but maybe not in this situation with a caricature of your head. Might just take away from some of that.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of time to dissect that stuff.
Yeah.
For
sure. Michael saying we need to score at least 8 runs today. Roach said first, 18 about 15 minutes into the stream. Duff Time says get ahead, no walks. Yeah, I mean, you gotta. I said it yesterday. They just need to go out and score early. They need to make a. This needs to be a statement game, because you get this game, you go back to LA tomorrow, and that's a difference. That's quickly the vibe is back in the Dodgers' corner. You're back at home. You're away from a place where they need to geo-fence their ticketing just to curate enough fans in there. But it is what it is. Get into Musgrove on the other side of the ball. And if you see any comments, I would say raise your hand, but I can't see it. You see any comments you want to rock through, always feel free to jump in with them. But Musgrove, 30 starts, 10-7, 2.93 ERA, coming off a dominant wild card start against the Mets. 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. They got him for this. Where do you worry about with Musgrove facing these Dodgers?
I think the thing about Musgrove is, there's a lot of pressure on him. He signed that big 5-year, $100 million deal. He's the first pitcher to throw a no-hitter for San Diego. He was the hero, had a really nice start against the Mets in the wild card round, and he was the reason, one of the big reasons why they advanced in that series. He wears number 44 for Jake Peavy. Jake Peavy's throwing out the first pitch in tonight's game. And I think that, yes, there's the pressure on the Dodgers, but I think there's a lot of pressure on Joe Musgrove as well to be that hometown hero and just beat the big bad Dodgers and be the the giant slayer, so to speak. But I think when it comes to attacking Joe Musgrove, I want to see a little more aggression early in counts. Don't worry about the pitch count when it comes to Joe Musgrove. Worry about scoring runs, because I think this Dodgers approach where they say, okay, we're going to be death by paper cuts and we're going to run through the starting pitcher to get to the bullpen to score our runs. Well, that formula hasn't worked this series. They need to score on the starting pitcher because they still have yet to get a run across on this Padres bullpen. So I want to see an aggressive approach. I want to see guys like Justin Turner, who has had a terrible series for the most part, but has had a lot of success against Joe Musgrove in his career. I want to see him go out there and swing the bat right and just really start to manufacture some real innings, put up some crooked numbers, score some runs, give Tyler Anderson and this Dodgers bullpen a nice cushion to work with. So I think for Joe Musgrove, I definitely want to see more of an aggressive approach versus, hey, let's work this pitch count up and try to get into this Padres bullpen, because that has not worked this series.
Yeah, it really hasn't. And that was the game plan, Dave, before the game, just about a half an hour ago. Maybe a little more. He was asked about if he thinks the Padres kind of changed their strategy against the Dodgers in this postseason, and he admitted, it feels more like you're seeing a lot of fastball going to Will Smith and Justin Turner, and usually those are guys that, in the words of Dave, sees a lot of spin. So the Dodgers, in my opinion, they've been historically slow to adjust their game plan because they feel their game plan is bulletproof. But when you're in a 5-game series and now you're down 2-1 in the series, and your strategy is not working, for whatever reason, he also mentioned guys are maybe not taking the same type of approach they would, or they're trying to, not so much pressing, but they're trying to force it, and it's not paying off so far. You have to adjust. You have to, like I said last night, try to play for some gaps, hit some grass. It doesn't need to be a long shot. You don't always need to go for the walks. And hey, we're seeing the umpires not help the Dodgers out at all when they're trying to take them BBs to get over to first base and hopefully get some action going. So if it's something close, attack. I do like the idea of attacking early, but maybe not too early. I don't know. There's no perfect recipe to this, but there's just a lot of those little things where, hey, maybe that 5 days off did really mess with this team, and you're coming in cold against a team that's red hot, that already upset the mighty Mets. It's a series shifting situation the Dodgers found themselves in, and they won Game 1, but they had to win Game 2, and they absolutely had to win Game 3, like we said last night. They just plainly did not. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, this team has to get out and get after Joe Musgrove. But at the same token, what makes this offense special is that they don't expand the strike zone. It is they have that strike zone awareness, and they make pitchers work. But at the same token, what also makes this team special is they punish mistakes. And they haven't been punishing mistakes this series. I mean, credit to this Padres, the pitching staff, but the Dodgers are missing pitches all day, especially Justin Turner. We've seen him miss one yesterday, just fastballs right down the middle. Will Smith not putting together at-bats with those hard-hit balls. Usually we're used to seeing Will Smith, if he gets out, it's a hard-hit ball with a high exit velocity, but you're seeing soft contact on fly balls off the bat. Guys like Trey Turner, Will Smith, committing outs in foul territory. So really just the at-bat quality from top to bottom. You're not seeing that grinder mentality. You're not seeing them put up a big fight at the plate. And I think that this Dodgers team, they absolutely have it within them to break out of this slump. And I just look back at last year's series against the San Francisco Giants. You had the depressing game where they get shut out and they lose, and Gavin Lux has the warning track where the wind kept it in. And then everyone said, the series is over. The Dodgers are going to lose to the Giants. They're down 2-1. And then what happened the next game? I said, hey, the Dodgers are going to do what they do. They're going to win by a comfortable margin. And then it will be on to a Game 5 that's going to stress us the hell out. So the Dodgers, they won 7-2. You had a couple of home runs, Mookie, Will Smith. And I think that's what this team needs. They need to score runs early because they know what the streets are talking about. They know that right now everyone knows that this offense isn't getting it done. The production isn't there. And I just want to see a little more of get them on, get them over, and get them in with Mookie Betts. We just haven't seen that all series long.
You think pressure's getting to these guys right now? Like I said yesterday, that they have all of the pressure on them. The Padres are able to just waltz in and play baseball, and if they win, cool, and if they don't, hey, we gave it a run. Where's the
Yeah.
pressure? Where
Yeah.
what
And
are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely think there's pressure, and I think just to getting back to your point about the layoff and the 5 days, and it's really a cautionary tale, I think. I mean, you saw the Braves getting bounced today by the Phillies. These wild card teams, they go in, they play that round, and you win that round, and you have that momentum, and you also know that, hey, no one's expecting you to do much. You guys have already really beat the odds when you go on the road and win a series, even if it's a wild card series. So people aren't expecting much, but baseball is a game about timing. It's about rhythm. It's about, if there's a reason why there's 162 games a year, Clint, it's not a once a week sport, right? Because you need that timing and rhythm. And I think when you have a hard stop, yes, you can have simulated games. Yes, you can be in the cage. And, during that time, Mookie's bowling in on Kimmel. But like when you really, it's tough to simulate real MLB action. So I think that's definitely a factor. But pressure too. I mean, look, I said it. I tweeted. It kind of felt like a doomsday tweet, but it wasn't meant to be. But I said, hey, if the Dodgers lose tonight, they're not going to only be considered the most disappointing Dodgers team of all time. The history books are going to look back at this team and say they're one of the most disappointing teams in baseball history to not even get to the CS. I mean, that Mariners team in 2001, they still made it to the ALCS. The Dodgers are in danger tonight of not even doing that. So, yeah, I definitely think there is a lot of pressure.
Getting to a couple of the comments here. Staven on YouTube sent a $4.99 super chat, so we thank you there. It says, we've been down this road before. We were down 2-1 in a 5-game series against a much better team, in my opinion, than 2021 Giants. Bleed blue, go win. Great comment. Appreciate the super chat, Staven. I mean, even looking at 20, down 3-1 against the Braves. That was Mookie's kind of mindset in his pregame conference today. We've been here before. We have the experience. I don't know if this team, though, has... we know it was a very tight team. I don't know if they have the same pieces in place, though, to... Mookie said they haven't had, like, the rah-rah speech. They haven't had the text message like they had in 2020. And I don't know. I don't know if that does enough, because I know people have given me shit in the past for bringing that up about having a Carlos Correa type in the clubhouse that's going to be like, come on, let's go, let's do that. Yeah, everybody knows what they need to do, but sometimes having that person there to hype you up helps. And who's going to step up on this team? It's a team full of just kind of bland dudes.
Yeah, I mean... the old adage, nice guys finish last, right? I mean, but the reality is these are all stars, and not all of them. That you have a lot of all-stars, you have former MVPs, and you don't get to that level. You get to the show unless you have that competitive fire, that dog in you. But I do think when you look at the chemistry of this team compared to what we saw in 2020 with a lot of those guys that were around for that entire run or for most of it, the Kikes, the Jocks, guys like that, definitely felt like a team that was a little more... there was more of a bond with that team, a team that really would chum it up. Look, I've been in that Dodgers clubhouse. I've been in that Dodgers dugout, and it's very businesslike. It is very businesslike. I go in, I punch my ticket, I do what I got to do. And yes, they do what they do at a professional level, at an all-star level, but it doesn't feel like, I mean, we'll see, but it doesn't feel, I mean, there's a lot of interesting things too. I mean, you got guys like Trey Turner in a contract year, Cody Bellinger not starting tonight against a right-handed pitcher after him being one of the best, most productive players for the Dodgers last year. You think of the fact that Trace Thompson is getting all these opportunities. So when a guy like Cody Bellinger doesn't get the opportunities, and considering how popular he is in that dugout, you wonder if that creates a little bit of a tension feel there,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good point. This is the hard part about managing, and what, they look back at this game, or if they lose this game, people are going to look back and they're going to dissect every little thing they can, up to and including, you rode with Cody Bellinger all season long despite his struggles. You came into October expecting him turning a new leaf, it becoming the Belly Eve October again, and then he's played in one game, essentially. Let's just hope we don't get to those questions. I saw a great comment earlier. I don't remember. I think it was Matty Man who said, the main thing is they don't want to have to answer questions, for the next 4 months about every little thing. And you're sure shit that, we're going to have plenty of questions if it goes that way, because we have questions when they win. So that's just how it be. People are loving the Carlos Correa talk, and I'm sure I'm going to make even more friends and fans in the offseason if the offseason shows up much sooner. Let's get to the lineup real quick, and let's get some called shots and all that kind of stuff, and then let's get the hell out of here because I got a lot of things I got to do. But Mookie, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Max Muncy's playing third, Justin Turner at the DH, Trace Thompson starting in center again, Chris Taylor in left, and Gavin Lux at second base. I guess the big news, the Trey Turner situation. He has a grade 2 sprain on that right ring finger. I still would not be surprised if they last minute scratch him because of his ability to throw or his ability to swing, but that's something that I mean, it's his ring finger. It's his, it's going to have his hand on the bat. It's also going to affect his throws. Is that a concern for you? And what are your general thoughts of this lineup?
I mean, his defense was already bad without being injured. I can't think it'll be any better after having that injury. It's probably going to be worse at this point. But no, I think that Trey Turner, he's got a lot riding on this series. Every at-bat is going to be magnified for him when you look at his postseason history. So the Dodgers are going to need him because, look, the reality is he has hit 2 home runs this series. He is a guy that, he has his issues, especially with runners in scoring position in the last few games, but they're going to need the big 3 to come through. So hopefully he's good enough to play. Hopefully he's not a late scratch. But to me, I think the big questions about this lineup are, I see a lot of people upset about Trace Thompson in this lineup. That was kind of the theme on Twitter. Why is Trace Thompson still in there? Hey, Trace Thompson shouldn't be the biggest concern. Last time I checked last night, in the 3rd inning, he draws that walk to start a rally. And then the 6th, he got a base hit to start that rally, or what would hopefully be a rally to give them an opportunity. So I don't think Trace Thompson is the issue, but I just think Cody Bellinger is a guy that it's almost like he's ran out of chances with this team. It's pretty obvious at this point that this is going to be his last ride with the Dodgers, and they'll go to Outman, and in the future we'll see what they do. But I think Judge. Cody Bellinger, when you consider the fact that he did have a 907 OPS last year in the postseason, he did have a base hit in the first 2 games. You see how he can change the game with his defense. I'm really surprised against a righty. And yes, his
numbers aren't good.
Career against Musgrove, 2 for 16, isn't good, but that's just a big head scratcher, and it definitely goes against what we've seen as far as Dave's loyalty with his guys in the past few years. Let's not forget, Cody Bellinger was a big factor for LA in their 2020 World Series run. But other than that, I don't have any other issues. I think Joey Gallo could have been interesting. I think that's almost like a truly, okay, we're throwing pasta at the wall. We're basically doing anything we can to get a spark thing. But Gallo is a guy, maybe he could hit one out against Musgrove, but I still feel okay about this lineup. And really, it doesn't matter about the bottom of the line was getting their job done yesterday with Austin Barnes. They were creating opportunities. It's just those guys at the top. I mean, we could sit here all night, but the reality is if Mookie Betts and Freddie and Will Smith don't get it going along with Trey, it's going to be a long night, and it's going to be a long winter for the Dodgers.
Yeah, great. Got a great comment here from Michael, by the way, saying, "Suck it up, Trey. Look at Dougie Fresh. He's frozen, but he's still working." So great comment right there. Yeah,
I do all the shows like this now, by the way.
It's a great look, man. I thought about putting my head over it, but then it's just a whole bunch of effort.
Dude, that would have been great.
So on Bellinger, I got some flack from everybody throughout the season on my Bellinger takes that he's been playing for a contract and that he's going to be non-tendered. And I would say at this point that's just a foregone conclusion. Cody Bellinger will not be a Los Angeles Dodger in 2023. To me, though, it's such a sad ending to what was, a pretty great Dodger career for this player. He meant a lot. He did ultimately go and help this team to a World Series and win a World Series in 2020. It was a fun ride, but you know what? That's you can't go and give him another $17 million to flounder. Yeah, he plays good defense, whatever. That's money that can go towards my boy Aaron Judge. Just bring him over there. I know Aaron Judge is sucking in the postseason too, but keys to the lineup. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be Mookie, Freddie, and Will Smith. That's several keys. I'm the janitor to the local junior high over here. But let's get some called shots. Let's get some scores, and then let's get out of here because I think it's flooding. I don't know. I don't know where it started magically, just like pouring down rain outside the window. But,
oh man,
yeah, nutty stuff. But guys, drop your thoughts on drop your final scores in.
Get some final scores, some called shots.
There it is. Those are the words. I got lost because I was reading a comment at the same time. But what do you think? Who's your guy? Who's your pick to click? I mean, you haven't been terrible at it so far in these 3 prior games, but I know you're gonna feel you haven't been nailing it.
I mean, the bottom line is I haven't got one yet. That's the reality.
You have got one.
It's dark time.
I give you half a point.
I got 0.5 pick to click, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Freddie Freeman again. Because look, Freddie Freeman is a guy that you trust to get his bat on the ball in a big situation. And I'd like to say Justin Turner. I hope it's Justin Turner when you consider his success against Joe Musgrove. That'd be ideal. But I think Freddie Freeman is a guy that, yeah, he's Mr. Nice Guy, but he has that fire. I truly believe he's got that dog to his core, and I believe that he understands the pressure that this Dodgers team is going through, and he's played through pressure in big series in the past. So I got Freddie Freeman. I got the Dodgers winning tonight. I think LA wins. I think they score some runs tonight. I think tonight the Dodgers win by a score of 6-4. Let's say 6-4 tonight.
All right. You also got some offense coming from San Diego. My pick. I'm going deep dive here. I think we're going to see Christopher Armand Taylor do something special tonight to help this team win a ball game. So go CT3. It is Oct Taylor. It is October with a C and a T and a 3 in there. My final score, you know what? I saw it. I liked it. Matty Man 5 Dodge says 4-0. Oh, he says the wrong way. You know what? I'm going the right way because Rob Manfred wants there to be a game 5. Rob Manfred doesn't necessarily want it to be Padres Phillies in the LCS, but could happen. Either way, I'm going to say 4-0 win. I think we do get a Padres shutout tonight. That's what I'm hoping for. And this time I really mean it. Other times I'm saying they're going to win because, you know, people get mad at me when I don't. B9210. Oh, wait. B920. 920. B920. That's what I'm going with on YouTube. Says Mookie's going to get 2 home runs. Roach says Dodgers win tonight. A lot to not enough. Tribe is saying you can only win it in a phony 2-month, 60-game season. We're not going to touch that one right now. Maybe in the offseason. 6-2 Dodgers from Camille. You got anything that sparking you over there, D-Mac, before we get out of here?
We got a win for Vins. I like that one. Definitely win for Vin. Don't stop believing is the mantra that I'm feeling right now. But Nando 390 says tonight's game feels like when Bob found out about Richie Valens. We got Padres 6, Dodgers 0. No, we're not taking any of that. We got Justin Lamas. A lot of people, guys, you're turning on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Now, LA's going to win today. Like Clint said, the MLB needs it, okay? No one wants to see a Padres, a PNP NLCS. So we're going to get a game 5, but we got Judge just hit a 2-run home run tied 2-2. But 9-4 Dodgers win. I would love a nice, big Dodgers win. I just want to see some offense from this team. I definitely think they have it in them. I like Roaches 420-69. So that's my big winner. That's my comment of the night, my score prediction.
I mean, Dodgers are giving up a lot of runs in that situation, so I don't know how I feel about it. But, yeah, I mean, this is it. This is the season right here. It comes down to Tyler Anderson and Joe Musgrove, 2 former Pirates. Going to make a difference here, and it's exactly how we all drew it up, guys. I see the big brain energy, too, from people in here. They're saying the Dodgers are going to lose. I get it. I'm not going to say anything, but I get it. Guys, appreciate the comments. Sorry we couldn't get into them here. Sorry Doug got frozen, but, here's one more time. You guys get to see Angry Doug face because he'll be joining you for the post-game show right after the game. Hopefully we are celebrating a dub, but if not, I think Doug's going for about 7 hours tonight on the post-game show. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to be drunk in the backyard and be watching the game, and, hopefully we have happy drinking and not sad drinking for me. Appreciate the comments again. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate you guys rocking with us, as always, here on the pregame show. Find us on the internet, DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to Blue Heaven. We're on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. If you can't watch us live, hopefully there's a National League Championship Series the Dodgers are in. If you can't watch us live, you could listen to the pregame show during the game because it's up as a podcast, usually by game time. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Hit the bell, leave a like, leave your comments. After the fact, you don't need to be here just for the live stream. That guy is DMac_LA on Twitter and Instagram. That's a great follow right there. I am RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram. Mediocre follow at best. Follow us at Dodgers
Elite.
Nation on Twitter and Instagram. And you know what? Let's go win one, boys. Take it easy, Doug. Enjoy the post game.
All right, thanks, Clip, man. Have fun at the
Peace.
party, man. Hopefully it's a celebration party.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's not a rain delay, by the way.
Yeah.
But, have fun tonight, my man.
I set up for Indo and Outdo. Later, guys.